Have you ever jumped on the scales when you're on a diet and wished you hadn't because something crazy's happened, you've had a massive gain? Well, it happened to me this week and I'm going to tell you how I dealt with it. So stay tuned and learn something. Well, those of you that watched last week's video will know I went to the Isle of Wight festival and I was dreading getting on the scales. But I manned up and I did it. And you'll never believe how much I gained. Yep, it was 5 bloody pounds. I mean it. That's like over 2 kilos. But is it something to really panic about? Have I really gained 5 pounds? The scales say I have, so I must have done, but it's not a real gain. I've been eating convenience food and bloody lovely junk food. And there's a lot of salt in that leads to water retention. Plus, if you've ever been to a festival, you tend to put off going to the toilet. So I was probably in need of a banging, yeah. But anyway, I still started that week 5 pounds heavier. So all I can do this week is try and get it off again. Now, in the past I've gone for a crash diet, a reset or anything else. But no, I'm at that point in my journey now where I'm fairly close to my target and I've been doing this for nearly 18 months. By the way, in a week's time, I am going to do an 18-month review. But essentially, I've just gone back to eating what I was before the festival. The worst that can happen is I don't take any off, but I'm quietly confident that there will be some weight loss this week. I bloody hope so, but if it's not, I can go for a reset. But the important thing is you don't let dieting totally govern your life, especially when you've been doing it a while. You've got to have that life. And I think I'm at a point now where I've got good habits when it comes to food, except when I go to a bloody festival, it appears. But I know what I've done. Well, I haven't done anything wrong. I've had a great time with my kid. Let's have a look at my calorie deficit for the week. Well, I've not been hardcore, but I have tried to essentially be, and I hate the term good, but I've been quite good. And I've kicked in with a deficit of about 2,500. Now, I've always said 3,500 to 5,000 to elicit a £2 weight loss. Where I was a couple of weeks ago, it probably wouldn't have been £2. So 2,500. Am I going to have lost weight? Why don't you see what happens next week? But it's all about just getting on with it. I'm afraid the videos have got a little bit sort of lackluster lately because I've been a bit lackluster. I've been somewhere close to where I want to be and I'm just going with the flow. I've got a lot going on at work and in my personal life but the important thing for me is that I'm constantly monitoring it. I know I'm sliding a bit, or I have been, and I still log what I've eaten. There are days when I haven't totally logged, so I've guessed at it. I always have a habit of, if I really know I've been naughty, I just bang in anywhere between 2,500 to 3,000 into the tracker. But the tracking really is the key because I've been doing it every day for 18 months. And the other thing is, when you've been doing it this long, you kind of know how many calories something is. For example, you go to the garage, you pick up any chocolate bar, they standard single-size portion. I'm not talking bloody big dairy milks like this. They're somewhere between 2 and 250. You know that if you have a sandwich, the bread's 200 and whatever you put inside makes up about another 100. But you learn that by tracking it day in, day out. If you're one of the lucky ones that didn't have a lot to lose, 3 months, you've nailed it. Fantastic, go you. If you're like me, who's a binge eater who had a lot to lose, I know that I've got to just keep the genie in the bottle. Anyway, not a lot else to say. I won't know if my plan for this week's had any effect till last week. Thanks ever so much for watching. I do love reading your comments, even though there's not many of them. I'm focusing more on my travel channel at the moment because that's doing really well. Doesn't mean I'm stopping this, but for now, I'm happy with that.